Hi guys, this is Tony here from Metal Roos. You're about to sit down and enjoy an interview I just did um, over there. And so do like and subscribe so you can get all this straight into your streaming and into your consciousness as soon as it arrives. So enjoy the interview, and I will. Over to you, Tony. Hello, Sean. How are you?
Yeah, good mate. How are you, Tony?
Not bad, not bad. Welcome to, I mean, obviously we'll say welcome to the night, but it's in Australia at the same time here, I suppose. Um, well, hey, we're going to chat about this amazing tour that's coming up with you guys.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Incredible. 18 shows all over the country. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's going to be incredible. It's our first time, doing a regional tour in probably like 6, 7 years. So that's going to be really rewarding for us. And yeah, it's something we haven't done in a while. I'm really looking forward to like reconnecting with a lot of the communities that have been left by the wayside recently, as we've been, putting out albums and then COVID and everything. So
Oh,
super excited.
yes. Yeah, brilliant. Because I mean, how did you come across? I mean, I'm looking at these different tours, like it was Gladstone and Mackay, which is sold out already, amazingly. You know, all across the regional places I've never even heard of. Something like Nari Warren. I don't even know where that is. Um, I think that's fantastic. You're going to go
Mm.
to these small places and they're going to get to see a big band in a small venue.
Yeah. Yeah, it's super exciting. I think we've played a lot of these places we have played before on previous regional tours. I think
Hmm.
Nari, like the venue, is the one that's probably closest to Melbourne City. I would assume. I remember
Hmm.
playing that Water Parkway Drive one time on their regional tour, and I think that was the venue that we played with them. Which is about, I think, an hour and a half out of Melbourne or something like that. I mean, hey, don't quite. um,
Geography is not my best, strongest point anyway, as well.
yeah, Yeah. But yeah, we've played a lot of these places before. I think some of them we probably have never played before, as some of the names aren't really ringing any bells. But super excited to get back to some of them. I think like one that springs to mind is the first show, which I'm very excited for, Mackay, where
Yeah.
we on our very first Australian tour, which was in 2011, we we kind of like had no idea what touring was. We're from WA,
Mm.
so we had no resources to pull from. No one lived in Perth and had done Australian touring before, so we were just like, well, we don't know what to do. We're just going to book flights over there and try and make it to all the shows without booking a van or anything. So we got there and had tried to get to shows via public transport, carrying our like guitars and everything for what was a 3 week tour. Of course, like within the first 5 days, we ran out of money doing that. A handful of shows, like three of the shows, which one of those was Mackay. So it's cool to come back to Mackay, and we've received reports from the other bands that had played that show that everyone at Mackay was the Mackay show was really upset that we didn't play, and someone had like uh, pulled out the kitchen sink in like a fit of rage or
Oh
something.
no.
Which,
That's passion, I suppose. It's almost
yeah, yeah, exactly. I think the venue was like kind of falling apart, and so people were taking that opportunity to kind of trash it uh, on its last leg, sort of thing. So
yeah.
yeah, it's really, but yeah, I'm excited for the tour, and yeah, especially excited for Mackay, which apparently is sold out now. So that's really cool.
It has. And I love Mackay. It's a lovely little place, actually.
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
been there. It's a really nice place. So I'm glad that's your first day on the tour sold out. That's brilliant. That's
yeah.
only upwards from there, right? It's
Starting off with it,
wow,
absolutely.
stuff with a bang, which is fantastic. And then you're ending in Perth, so ending back
Yeah.
home.
Yep, that's right. And the venue we're playing in Fremantle, you could actually argue that Fremantle is not necessarily like a regional community. It's not Perth CBD, but really, I mean, Fremantle is, yeah, it's only, I mean, it's half an hour drive from Perth City, so it's hardly
Yeah.
regional. But I mean, the venue that we're playing for me has a lot of sentimental value. We're playing Fremantle Social Club, which at one point in time was the Flyby nightclub, which is the
Mm.
venue that closed down. But it used to be the main. the main kind of venue in Fremantle. And I have like very fond memories of being taken to, you know, blues shows with my parents and boogieing down there. And I was very sad when they announced the closure of that venue. I think I remember I attended there was only one metal show that I ever attended in my kind of like adolescence, which was the I Killed the Prom Queen Say Goodbye tour, I want to say, and that had Bring Me the Horizon on it and the Red Shore. So it's going back a while.
That's a decent lineup.
It was an iconic show at the time, and yeah, so yeah, since then the venue's been you know, redeveloped and everything, and kind of now it's a bit more modern, and they've got a really good sound system and everything. We've never played it as we've played it as a support as a one of seven on North Lane's Free Your Mind tour back in 2013, and then Fly By Nightclub. So this is going to be our first time playing that venue, and where it's cool to be playing it as a headliner this time, and it's kind of like a full circle moment for me. Where
fabulous.
Yeah, it's a bit sentimental, I suppose, in that sense. Yeah, playing a show from my youth, from when I was a kid.
That's lovely. I think that's fantastic because you're going around the country with some great support acts. You've got Justice for the Damned and Gloom in the corner. And then all these amazing local bands you're going to be sort of catching up with you as you go. I mean, too many to mention, really. You know, Dissect and Hate Complex and Run, and it's just Freak Show. There's so many of them that you'll be picking up on the way, that must be fun for you.
Yeah, for sure. You know, the process of like putting together lineups for shows like these and building the bill is very exciting, I think, because it basically just means that you get to listen to a whole bunch of like Australian up and coming bands and kind of learn a bit about like what's been happening in the market and what a new band's sounding like. It's a really fun and exciting process, I think, and has put us like back in touch with like the emerging heavy scene of Australian music, which I think is really cool. Bringing Justice for the Damned and Gloom in the Corner was a bit of a no-brainer for us. It was something we just collectively discussed amongst ourselves, as in the members of Make Them Suffer. And yeah, it was pretty clear that we wanted to go in a kind of heavier direction with the supports that we were going to be bringing, because, you know, at the end of the day, what we're going to be doing in a lot at these shows is a little bit more of a stripped back performance to what we're used to these days, where, you know, on the last headlining tour we did in Australia, the Suffer Forever tour, it was only capital cities, and we had lots of you know, production. We had like big TV screens behind us, and you know, we had pyrotechnics at the Forum in Melbourne and all this sort of stuff. So we're stripping it back now, and it's just more about our performance. And I think heavy moshy kind of bands like Justice for the Damned and like Gloom in the Corner really translate really well to a live environment like that when you're playing, you know, a pub show or something like that. So super excited for the energy that both those bands are going to bring, but also just great music. I think Damned have just put out a new song, or they're in the middle of releasing a song at the moment or something. So encourage everyone to check that out. And if you haven't heard Gloom, check them out as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's big bang for your buck there. I mean, what you're bringing to the audience, particularly, I said, regional, is amazing. Like, you know, there's a lot of your fans. I mean, a lot of the bands that will be supporting you probably are all fans of yours, you know, have probably influenced by you as well, which will give that kind of cohesiveness in the sound.
Yeah, I think some of them were friends that, you know, like Haraway, as an example, is a band that we played with when we played like a mini festival in Darwin last year or the year before, I believe, and met those guys, and they were all really nice. You know, Lachlan, who plays in Run, you know, he used to host Triple J's The Racket, and, you know, we obviously had a pretty good rapport with him. He was a nice bloke. So happy to be playing and, you know, seeing some familiar faces on the Run as well. But I mean, yeah, it's there may be yeah, I think we're just excited to see. Like, I'm going to be watching as many of the support bands as possible because I just love that.
Oh yeah, I mean that again, that's a thrill, isn't it, for you? Because you get to, it's like you said, you get to see what's happening, and I think the Australian metal scene is so strong at the moment. It's ridiculously good at the moment. I don't know where it's
Yeah,
all coming from. Must be the water or something. I don't know. The fresh air.
the thing is with Australian music, I'd say is like I think there's a lot of like really strong established bands, and there's kind of like a lot of emerging bands that are about to be established. But I think right now in the Australian market, it's one of the hardest times that it's ever been to be a like a local band or a super up and coming band, because the costs associated with starting a new band and the expectation is that you have like an in-ear monitors rig and you've got like all these really professional music videos and everything, and it's pretty unsustainable when you come from a country that only realistically allows you to tour for 2 to 3 weeks of the year.
Mm,
So when the majority of artists, that's where the majority of their money comes from, is from playing live shows. You're not
mm,
making money on Spotify streaming, that's for sure. We all know the streaming stats
mm.
and numbers. Um, you know, we've all heard it all before. So this is a great. I hope that for some bands, like this is a good opportunity for them. And if it hadn't have been for some of the support tours that we received from internationals and that sort of thing, and receiving a support opportunity from a band like Parkway Drive back in
Mm,
2016 or something like that, that helped us a great deal in Australia, and hoping that we can provide a leg up for
yeah,
some emerging bands
yeah.
for this tour.
Brilliant. Pass it forward. It's great. Because like you said, without Parkway driving the bands like that, you probably would be, well, you probably would because you're very talented, but it would be a longer route round. This is
That's right.
a good thing for you to be
Yeah,
doing, and I think the audience is going to love it. So.
yeah, no, definitely,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Well, thanks for chatting. I hope that the tour is bumper. I'm sure it will be. There's a big thank you from us all at regional because I'm in Canberra, which is still considered regional. Um,
It
so it's
it is.
it's not it's good to see you there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think it's it's been we skipped Canberra on our last tour, I believe, so it'll be great to come back there. We've had some amazing shows there, amazing memories. So yeah,
Mm,
excited to go through, and yeah, can't wait. It
brilliant.
was
Yeah. Well, hope to see you soon and good flight back and safe flight back and all that sort of stuff. But
no way.
thanks for coming on and chatting. I know
Yeah,
you're a
appreciate
busy
it.
man, and yeah, love your
No worries.
work.
Only appreciate it, mate.
Pleasure, man. Bye.
Have a good one.